Imagine the scene: you send a message, you see the notification that it was read, and then, nothing. Hours pass, maybe an entire day, and in the meantime there she is, posting stories on Instagram, laughing with her friends, having fun as if you didn't exist. That knot in your stomach you feel, that feeling of annoyance mixed with disappointment, is the unmistakable signal that tells you one thing: you are no longer a priority for her. And I know how much that can hurt. One moment she seemed completely taken with you, she looked for you, wrote you sweet messages, made plans to see you, and made you feel important. Then, almost without warning, she becomes distant. The messages become shorter, the replies arrive with increasingly long delays, the enthusiasm she used to put into hearing from you seems to have vanished into thin air. And you remain there, staring at the screen, trying to understand what has changed, what you did wrong, where you lost her attention. But let me tell you something as clearly as possible: the problem is not you, it is her. She, who has probably already shifted her attention elsewhere, who has already mentally and emotionally distanced herself. And at this point, the real question is not what you did wrong, but rather, do you really want to continue to hold on to someone who is letting you go? Do you really want to waste your time chasing someone who, in her mind, is no longer putting you at the center of her attention? It's time to take back control of your life and stop waiting for something that won't come. Today, I want to give you 5 concrete steps to detach yourself emotionally, leave this situation behind, and move forward with dignity. No games, no textbook strategies, just the raw truth that you must face if you really want to free yourself from this suffering. The first step: stop making excuses for her. It's hard to accept, I know, but how many times have you told yourself the story that it's just a rough patch for her? That she's too busy? That she's stressed? That maybe she has personal issues she doesn't want to talk about? And every time you do that, you're just kidding yourself. Remember, when someone really cares about you, you don't need to analyze every message, you don't need to question every move, you don't need to convince yourself that it's just a passing phase. The truth is much simpler than you want to believe. When a girl is really interested, she shows it with facts. She texts you, she looks for you, she makes time for you even on the busiest days. And she never leaves you in doubt as to whether she's still into you or not. Now, instead, you are the one waiting. You wait for a message, you wait for a response, you wait for a sign of interest that never comes. And the more you wait, the more you feed the illusion that things can go back to how they were before. You cling to every little gesture, every minimal positive signal, even when deep down you know that his behavior has changed. And you know what the biggest mistake you could make is? Refusing to accept reality and continuing to chase someone who, in his mind, has already moved on. Every excuse you tell yourself, every justification you find for his detachment, only prolongs your suffering. It's time to stop lying to yourself. It's time to open your eyes and face the facts. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can stop wasting your time with someone who isn't putting in the same effort as you. Their behavior is already the answer you're looking for, even if it hurts to accept it. But the moment you face reality is also the first step to moving on. I know it's not easy. It's hard to accept that someone who once seemed so involved has now become distant, almost indifferent. You find yourself looking for signs, hoping that the message that is slow to arrive doesn't really mean that she doesn't care anymore. But the more you look for explanations, the more you realize that the only truth is right before your eyes. If someone really cares, they leave no room for doubt. And if you're here constantly wondering what's changed, then the answer is clear: she's already decided to walk away. Now you need to get your attention back. Take a moment and think about how much energy you've spent on her, the late-night texts, the constant checking of your phone hoping to see her name pop up on the screen, the mental replay of every conversation trying to figure out if you said something wrong. Every time she takes hours to respond, every time she leaves you hanging with a cold or distracted response, you feel that emptiness eating away at you. You tell yourself that maybe she's just stressed, maybe she needs space, maybe she'll go back to her old self. But deep down you know, you're just trying to protect yourself from an uncomfortable truth. And this is where you have to make the most important choice. You have to stop giving your all to someone who is giving you nothing in return. Your attention is of immense value, it is your power, and it is time for you to stop giving it away to someone who does not appreciate it. You are treating this girl as if she were the only important thing in your life, when to her you are just one option among many. This has to stop. So what should you do? You should back off. Stop texting first. Stop checking her social media to see what she's up to, who she's been with, if she's posted anything that could give you a sign of hope. Stop staying glued to your phone waiting for that notification that now comes less and less often. Stop waiting for that magical moment when, all of a sudden, she realizes how much you're worth. Because, believe me, if she wanted to, she would have done it already. The day you stop giving her your full attention is the day you start to regain control of your emotions. And that's when the change happens. She's no longer the center of your world. You are. And now that you've stopped chasing her, you need to do another fundamental thing: bring the focus back to you. Be honest with yourself. How long has it been since you put yourself first? How long has it been since you focused on your goals, on your growth, on your happiness? Because right now you're investing all your energy in a person who isn't doing the same for you, and that needs to change. Now imagine if all the mental effort you put into her you put into yourself. Where would you be? How much stronger, smarter, and more confident would you feel? It's time to stop making her the center of your life and start building your own reality. Get back to the gym, not just for your body, but to strengthen your mind. Work on that project you've been putting off. Rediscover your passions, challenge yourself with something new. Go out with friends, laugh, live. Remember that your life doesn't stop because someone stopped paying attention to you. And you know what the most interesting part is? When you stop chasing someone who doesn't want you, when you start focusing on yourself, something changes on the other side too. The girl who took you for granted will start wondering where you ended up, why you're no longer there waiting. But at that point it won't matter anymore. Because you will have understood one fundamental thing: you never needed her to feel good. You only ever needed yourself. When you finally start to let go and take control of your life, two fundamental things happen. First, you regain your confidence. You realize that she never determined your worth, that you don't need her attention or affection to feel complete. You are the prize. You deserve someone who chooses you every day, without hesitation. Second, you naturally stop obsessing over her. Her behavior, which used to confuse you, now appears to you for what it is: a clear sign that she wasn't the right person for you. But detaching doesn't just mean cutting ties and stopping responding to messages. It means taking back all that time, energy, and emotions you were wasting on someone who didn't value you and investing them in yourself. It's an internal change that allows you not only to move forward, but to improve, to grow, to evolve until you become the strongest and most confident version of yourself. And it's exactly in that moment, when you finally start to feel okay without her, that something almost predictable happens: she comes back. Maybe in a subtle way, with a casual message like, "Hey, how are you?" or a like on your posts, just to see if you're still there hanging on her every word. Or, if she wants to play it safe, she pulls out the most classic card of all: "I miss you." And for a moment, you feel your heart skip a beat. You fool yourself into thinking that it's the sign you've been waiting for, that she's finally realized what she's lost and wants to make up for it. But stop and think for a moment: if she really cared, why did she wait so long? Why didn't she do anything when she saw you were pulling away? The truth is that it's not a sincere acknowledgement. It's not a gesture of love or regret. It's just control. She's giving you just enough attention to keep you emotionally attached, without actually doing anything to actually have you. It's a tactic, a psychological game to keep you available in case she needs it. This behavior has a name: breadcrumbing. She throws you a few crumbs of affection, just enough to make you stay, but never enough to make you feel sure of her interest. It's a way to hold on to power, to make sure that, in case she wants to come back, you're still there waiting for her. And here comes the most important part: set your boundaries and stick to them. If you don't, if you let your emotions get the better of you, you risk getting dragged back into the same toxic cycle. You have to decide, once and for all, what you are willing to accept and what you are not. And once you draw that line, you have to have the strength to not let anyone cross it, not even her. This means no late-night texts filled with longing. No answering her calls just because she suddenly wants to talk. No being her emotional refuge every time things don't go her way. You're not her plan B. You're not her life preserver. You're not there waiting for her to one day open her eyes and see your value. Either she does, or she never will. And you know what the hardest part is? Standing your ground. Because there will be times when the temptation is strong, when you think maybe you should give her another chance. Your mind will try to convince you that maybe this time will be different. But every time you give in, you're back to square one. Every time you lower your standards for someone who never truly appreciated you, you're only betraying yourself. And you've come too far to find yourself back there. Letting go is never easy. It's an internal battle, because a part of you still hopes, clings to the good memories and those little touches she gave you every now and then. But do you know what's even harder? Spending months, maybe years, chasing someone who never really appreciated you. Clinging to the hope that one day they will change, when deep down you already know that it will never happen. The truth is this, you haven't lost her. She's the one who lost you. And now I want to ask you something. What was your turning point? That exact moment when you realized you were no longer willing to tolerate disrespect? Share it, because there is someone out there who needs to know that they are not alone in this journey. And remember, choosing yourself is not selfish. It is necessity. Stay strong.